The thing about hosting a funeral service for someone who's still alive just because you hate them and want them gone is that you're gonna wake up one day and find out that you actually hosted your own funeral. Because where is everybody now that attended that funeral service? They are not doing better than the person they supposedly buried. How is that working out for them? Not very well. Welcome to the Lauren Blackwell channel. There has been a lot going on in the world of Nicki Minaj and in rap. Let me just say, in rap. But, at this point, I think we should just say it. Nicki Minaj is not a rapper. Nicki Minaj is rap. Okay? Because the way things are going and everyone that have tried to keep her down, honestly, when you look closely at how they're faring, they are kind of struggling. Things tend to not work out for them in the long run the way that they plan. The fact that Nicki is still yet to win a Grammy is the most preposterous thing that has ever happened in music industry. But you know what? She's over that. It doesn't look like she cares about that anymore. But every time when I think about that, it is almost as if it is just insane. All I can say is that it is insane. I think that what happened is opposite of what people planned to have happen. So I feel like sometimes when people try too hard to bring someone down in the worst possible way, and you can just see it happening, what ends up happening is that it becomes so blatant that people just cannot stand for it anymore. And it looks like the harder they try to get people to see Nicki as this failure, the more people begin to see that she is actually the big deal that they are trying to convince you that she isn't. Now, people have known for a long time. I mean, who doesn't know by now that she's a very talented artist and that a lot of the things that she experiences are unfair. But somehow, some people really want to hold on to their false beliefs that she has done something to deserve what she is going through. I mean, to them it was a joke, but that whole funeral thing, I simply can never forget it. I feel like some things are just unforgivable, and that is one of those things. You cannot do something like that and think that at some point it's all going to be good and you're just going to go on and live your best life and have all the success that your heart desires. No. Not when you're dealing with Nicki, apparently. And quite frankly, if most artists, if they had experienced what Nicki have had to experience, they would have left the industry a long time ago. Some people leave the industry for a lot less. And if you do that, then those people basically win. The people that are coming after you will win. And you really can't apply this in so many other aspects of life. Even in corporate America, this happens a lot. When you quit that job because people are teaming up against you and bullying you, this is about the same thing. Just that would be on a smaller scale, but it's about the same thing. People will come together and try and do everything in their power to make you leave. If she had done that, if she had left, then that would have been the end for her. These people would have carried on as if they actually have talent and they can actually carry the torch that they're fighting so hard for. But because she did not leave, it is throwing all of their plans into confusion, and the truth about them is coming to light that they really are nothing like they have tried to portray themselves to be. I mean, how long can you continue to fake and and just basic. At this point, it's a scam. Some people's entire personality, their entire representation of themselves is a scam. If you portray yourself to be this talented person that have worked hard for where you are, and you have earned every accolade, every award, every penny that you have. But then, upon closer inspection, people come to find that you are actually not talented at all. You are not as nice as you pretend to be. You have not earned any of the things that you have. It was given to you to spite somebody else. You have not earned any of the awards. Then you are a scam. That's just what it is. There's so many scammers these days. They're everywhere. And a lot of the time, you will not know. Typically, the scammers end up winning and the authentic people end up getting kicked out. But in this case, Nicki Minaj is refusing to leave because she is just too good at what she does. She is too authentic. And for her to leave, honestly, it will almost be a crime because that will tank the standards in the rap industry. It will really drop the standards. And I'm not talking about the female group versus the male. No. In the rap industry in total, it will really drop the standards. To have someone like Nicki who's as good as she is, she and people that are that good are the ones keeping the standards high. And I think it's important for those standards to be kept as high as possible because I don't understand this thing of everybody gets an award. Even if you're not that good, you need to be propped up and praised and given all the awards and accolades possible so that everyone can be happy. No, if you're not good enough to be at a particular position, you simply are not good enough. And that's just it. You can either work on your craft or you can leave and go do something else. I personally think some people just need to leave. They need to go find something else to do that they are good at. I've been saying this, and I truly believe it. You cannot be good at everything. Just because you really want to be good at something does not mean you will automatically be good at that thing. And dragging someone else down who's better than you so that you can put yourself in their position does not change the fact that you are just not good at that particular thing. You're not good at it. The sooner you admit it to yourself, the easier it will be. This whole thing about people coming together to bring Nicki Minaj down, right? So this hate train on her has been going on for a long time. So what I have noticed is that year after year, the hate train remains, but the people on board that train tends to switch up. So at first it was Remy Ma and it was Lil Kim and Cardi B and some of the older the previous rappers that were around before Nicki. But then some of them kind of got off the train a little bit. They're trying to distance themselves from the hate train. But this other new girls would come on and try to hop on the same train. Even some of them, like Caesar, who's not a rapper, they will try to hop on that train just to keep the train going. So it's like the train tends to stay, and then the people that are on it, some of them stick around because they keep hoping that they will eventually win. But then others would hop off when they get tired and they see that their efforts aren't paying off. And then other people hop on the train. And then there's people that have been around in the industry for a long time that sort of recruit other people to get on the train just to keep that hate train going. And it's like, when are they going to get tired of this? Their efforts are not working. Everything that they're doing are not working. If anything, they are turning more people into Nicki Minaj supporters because now people are just seeing these numbers, first week sales versus second week sales, and the drastic difference. And they're like, okay, this is just a little too ridiculous. I cannot continue to support this. And they're shooting themselves in the foot, basically, because what they're doing is not working. It's never going to work. Nicki Minaj will leave when she's ready to leave. And she is one who, the more you try to force her off, the the longer she's going to stay. So this thing that they're doing is just not going to work. Who is going to tell them? Focus on your music. Stop worrying about what someone else is doing and trying to tear somebody else down. If you want to be in music, focus on your craft. Here's one thing that I want to say about pure sales and how these numbers are calculated. I know that there's a set way that they do this, even though their rules tend to change depending on who they want to be on top. But here's what I want to say. If they are comparing pure sales, how are they making comparisons at different prices? I feel like there should be a way to choose a particular price and then calculate how many units of a person's product has been sold at that price, and everyone should use that particular price. I'm not saying everyone should sell their stuff at that price, because obviously that wouldn't make sense. Some people are able to sell things at a much higher price. But what I'm saying is, when they calculate it, they need to standardize the price, because you cannot have one person selling something at $50 and then another person selling something at $4.99 plus a $5 coupon and then a barcode and at the end you're selling it for 99 cents, and somehow you're supposed to compare this unit selling at 50 with that unit selling at 99 cents. No, I think the prices should be standardized when this is being calculated. So if one person sold theirs for 99 cents, then there should be an assumption that if the person who sold theirs for $50 sold theirs for 99 cents, how many units will they sell? I think that will give a fair comparison of, how many units of a particular item were sold. Because if the prices are all different, then the comparison just will not work. There are too many variables, But, that's how they want to do it. Some people can just practically give away their work for free and then claim that they sold that many units. How is that a fair comparison? And one final thing I want to say about Cardi, because she sold her work for such a low amount, I guess because she's trying to sell as much of it as possible. But these things cost money. All of this marketing costs money. Making the music itself costs money. Producing all of this other merchandise costs money. At some point, this money that she is spending is going to have to be recouped. How on earth is she going to recoup all of this money when she's spending so much and giving the items away practically for free? She's losing a lot of money, and she still has to pay her label. She still has to earn something. This is not how you win. She's losing it from all angles. Whichever angle you look at it, from the monetary side, she's losing money. From the number of sales, if you really look at it, she's losing money there. She's losing trust. She's losing favoritism from people that used to actually believe and trust her. She's just losing all around. This madness has got to stop. At some point, you just have to just stop what you're doing and say, okay, you know what, this is not for me, and let this be that, and just be done with it, But it's like she's losing a lot of money, especially now, when music isn't selling as much as it used to sell anymore. Especially rap isn't selling as much as it used to, and she's going through all of this stuff between the divorce, custody. She has to probably will have to pay her ex some money. I mean, this is not the time to be losing money. But this blind hatred and competition that she has towards Nicki is causing her to lose a whole lot. You can only deny it and keep your head buried in the sand for so long before you have to come up for air. And when you do, you just have to admit the fact to yourself that you have lost from all angles. This is no way to run a business. this is definitely not the direction she wants her brand to go. So why is she carrying on with this? She just this is just ridiculous. And a part of me feel as though she would have been out of this beef by now if not for someone or another group of people putting a fresh battery in her back recently and causing her to believe that she can actually go against Nicki. I mean, it's got to be a fresh set of batteries that was put in her back recently. Because all of a sudden she woke up from her slumber of how many years and think that she can compete. At some point I thought she was backing out of this. I thought she was like she was toning down on the beef and not really in that so much anymore, but I guess I was wrong, or perhaps I'm right in saying that recently some people made her believe that she plus them can take Nicki down. And the funniest part is, in the heat of all of that, Nicki started trending because she had this TikTok post that started trending in the middle of them chugging along in their hate train. That was when I knew that they have a fight in their hands, because the steam for Nicki Minaj and her work is not dying anytime soon. At this point, it is a sport. It is like rap Super Bowl, and I don't know what you call that, rap bowl, and Nicki Minaj is headlining it because this is not dying down anytime soon. Nicki Minaj is not going anywhere anytime soon. So they just need to get used to it. I wish them all the best though, but some people need to regroup and decide on something else to focus on so that they can recuperate some of the money that they have lost while trying to fight Nicki. Anyways, that's all I have on this. Thank you guys for watching. See you in my next one. Bye guys.